Welcome to 30 and Nerdy. My name is David.
I'm AJ.
I'm Brady.
And this is our weekly show where we are just going to banter, I think, this week and just kind of talk about you guys went to the Ghost concert, which I am eternally jealous. So I've just been playing, like if I play Diablo 3 on my computer, I'll just loop the same song over and over again. Or I'll do like a Ghost playlist where it'll go Dance Macabre, Square Hammer, Rats, I think.
Rats.
And then it's Square Hammer and what's the one where it's like the talent show video?
Oh, Cerise.
Cerise. And then I think it's Pinnacle in the Pit after that.
From the pinnacle.
That song slaps.
To the pit.
So then I just kind of go back to the beginning after those.
So good.
But I did want to say one thing. Thankfully now the elections are done.
Yeah.
Most of the people, let's see here, Steve King was one of the people who...
I hope he fucking dies.
I still don't know how he won after having everything kind of drop out.
Because Northwest Iowa is full of a bunch of dumbasses.
Apparently. And I don't know if it's because people believe the Trump bullcrap about media being... I understand
they
that
100% do.
I understand the media is biased. I understand that going into it, that Fox News is very right, and that MSNBC is very left, and CNN can be kind of almost anywhere in between. Just depends on who's talking.
That's why I get my news from like England or other countries, because they don't give a shit. They just report the news.
But I will say the one thing I was annoyed by, and I can't remember who, because I know Taylor Swift put her kind of clout behind Beto O'Rourke or whatever his name is in the Ted Cruz runoff.
Yeah,
and then there was somebody else.
She put her boots behind Democrats.
Yeah, and then somebody else, and I want to say it's Beyonce, maybe
Queen Bee.
I think so. Someone huge. And I can't remember, but it just annoyed the crap out of me where everybody got on her Twitter and was like, why didn't you do this sooner to let us know? It's like, why do you need a star to tell you who you should be voting for? Why is it that, now Queen Bee is behind this guy, I need to go vote for him, instead of being, hey, you know what? I should go and look who's on my ballot, find out what they stand for, and vote for or against them.
It's like the Pied Piper controlling our horde of rats.
I mean, lots of people are like, oh, so good.
Rats.
Yeah. It's so good to see you put your clout behind this person, but why didn't you do it sooner than the day of the election? It's like, I just don't understand why I need to be told.
Well,
I understand
that's the thing that like you don't need to be told, but there's a bunch of dumb fucking people that don't give a shit about politics, and then voting time comes around, they're like, who do I vote for? Oh, Queen Bee says to vote for Democrats, so I'm going to vote for a Democrat. It's like, maybe you should like find out, because this shit runs your fucking life.
Yep.
Maybe you should give a shit. And that's something that still irks me to this day, that not enough people give a shit. Like anytime you talk to somebody, they're like, oh, politics fucking suck. I don't care about them.
They do suck.
And it's
but
like,
they are important.
You should, yeah, they do suck. But guess what? You should really give a shit about what's happening, because these people control your lives to a degree.
A great degree.
And I don't really give a crap about celebrities and who they like.
Yeah, I don't either.
Just act and make music. And
I mean, go ahead and have your opinions, but don't other people who... It's not even the stars and, like, I'm for this guy. Great. It doesn't matter to me if you are or not. I mean, if you're...
Cool. Like if Robert Downey Jr. was like a staunch Republican, I don't want to know, because I like him and I like his movies.
That's just the same thing. I still enjoy Roseanne, even though she's kind of crazy, but she's always been crazy. I mean, back in the day when she made some... I can't remember what magazine it was, but she was like wearing a Hitler outfit and like baking little Jew cookies. And she's a Jew herself. So, I mean, she's always been doing crazy stuff.
Self-hating Jews are a pretty big deal, so...
I think she was doing it just before the memes, but...
For the memes.
For the memes. For
she
the
was doing it
lols.
for the future memes. that was just something that grinds my gears. Just I saw that and I was like, my goodness, how stupid do you have to be to be like, oh, Queen Bee and the shining beacon of where I should vote.
I'm loving that we're starting off our 30 and nerdy episodes with what's grinding David's gears this week.
And even if you are into politics or to a small degree and you just usually vote like, oh, I was raised left or right, still research, because there could be some liberal that I would probably vote for who's a shit person, and just research who you vote for before.
But the good thing,
don't just Republican, okay.
Well, in this election, at least for where I was putting a ballot, and I'm assuming for you guys as well, you couldn't just do a straight ticket. You had to
actually the Republicans actually did that.
Oh, because in ours, you couldn't do straight ticket. You had to do
the
every
entire
single
state.
One.
Yep.
The entire state was like that. Republicans did that to confuse young voters. Sadly,
I'm not sure how that would confuse young voters, but you just have the Democrat or Republican next to the name.
Yeah, I had a friend message me and say, "How do I vote? I've never done it before, but I want to change. I want to try to put my foot in to change the world a little bit." And so I went through everything, and I was like, "Research who you're going to vote for. Here's the main people that you're going to be worried about." And I like walked them through the whole thing, and I'm like, "Yep, you're going to go in there. You can't do a straight line vote anymore. So, you need to vote for each person individually now and everything else."
And I made sure
I kind of wish that they would allow you to
time to color in the circles perfectly.
I kind of wish
nothing would happen.
I kind of wish that they would allow you to vote for, because I would have liked the whole entire state to vote on all the senators instead of just like all we had was District 4, like Sidney
because
Axne.
Senators do 6 years.
Well, no, I mean like for us to be able to go for District 3, which is the Steve King one, because I feel if we're voting for a governor who's statewide. And big cities, like I have a couple friends out in New York who hate Andrew Cuomo or whatever his name is, the governor of New York.
Yeah.
But basically the only way he wins it is because he wins New York City. And that's, like, if you look at the map, it's New York City votes for him, and then the rest of the state is kind of Republican. But the city swings it, which, I mean, that's the way it is. You know that going in, that when you live in New York City is going to dictate much of what happens in your politics.
Well, it's so funny. We used to be a blue state, and then we were a swing state for years, and now we're a red state. I don't understand how that happened, but
people get old.
Well, for governor, it was pretty much split down the middle.
Yeah,
we can thank third-party voters.
Yeah,
for that loss. I'm sorry if you voted third-party, David. I'm not trying to be rude.
No, I voted Hubble because I didn't like. I didn't like Hubble for a lot of things, but I didn't like what's his name, Kim Reynolds, and the privatization of healthcare.
Yeah,
and that, in staunch Republican circles, they want everything privatized because it works better because the government isn't inefficient, which it is, but also the government isn't going to go, you know what, you cost us too much money, so we're not going to pay for your healthcare.
Yeah,
and it's just that we're going to pay this much for the healthcare, and the doctor just has to take it down the chin.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that. Because the doctor's going to get paid, everybody's going to get paid, and the person's going to get there.
No matter what, like, as long as I have insurance, they're getting money.
Yeah.
And
even health insurance companies will say we're only paying this much, and then the doctor goes okay. So it's all a haggle. It's not like insurance companies are paying the 100% of whatever the bill is. Yeah. It's all a big, stupid cash grab, no matter who it is. But it's just annoying.
That's why I don't pay my doctor bills. I know it sounds shitty to do, but I know that my doctor's getting money some way out of me. It's not like I spend $250 a pay period for nothing.
Yep.
And that's my health insurance just for me and my family.
I haven't paid a doctor bill because I don't have money to pay it. So, suck it.
But yeah, I think the only time I didn't, because I hadn't researched very well besides just all the different, was Sidney Axne and...
Axne's good. She's pretty baller.
And I don't know who she. Yeah, she did. Okay, I didn't know who the other, and I can't remember who the other guy was.
It was Young.
Oh yeah, David Young. Okay, I knew I didn't like him, but I didn't know anything about her, and I hadn't researched her, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna go for the legalized now party. So that's the only one I did like off, just because I was like, this guy's not gonna win.
Did you guys fill in anything on the back page for all the judges and stuff?
Some yes, some no.
I didn't know any of them.
I didn't do I didn't do enough research. I'm gonna be,
and that's fine because I mean you don't have to do the back page, which is nice, and it doesn't invalidate your ballot.
They're the ones that send people to jail, so I'm not voting for any of you. Fuck you. Jail is privatized.
Did anybody hear the story about the judge who didn't get reelected, so he let all the people go?
Yeah.
I mean, they still have to come back, but they're still free, and there's like several that are assault and battery with like deadly weapon, and some people who actually could do some harm. Where he's like, "Do you promise not to kill anybody? Okay, you're free to go."
You got pinky swear. Come up to the stand and pinky swear me. Yeah,
I got voted out of this position anyway, so who gives a fuck?
Just acting like a child. And then Scott Walker wouldn't give up the governor position. He wouldn't. What's that word?
Concede.
Concede. Yeah, for the longest time. It's like, fuck off.
Either way, Beto O'Rourke, though, losing actually is kind of a good thing, because at least from what I've read is that he might think about throwing his hat in for the presidency. And the nice thing is because he is able to electrify a young base. He's very passionate.
Well, yeah, he can fucking
talks to people,
dude. If the president can do a kickflip, fucking right there, dude.
But the thing I like is that he's had town hall meetings where, he's like, I do believe in the right for a woman to choose, but I also believe in the right to have this discussion about these tough to tackle issues. And I like that when somebody is that genuine and is willing to, even though it may be a differing opinion, to listen to and talk about things that are not very easy to talk about in a calm and cool, collected manner. And that's what you kind of expect from your president.
And it's so hard to do anymore.
Yeah. And so I think it'd be good for him
look
as
at me
long
and
as
David, we don't talk politics anymore.
We kind of do some. We're getting better.
Yeah.
But I think it's good, and as long as the Democrats aren't stupid and go, you know what, Hillary Clinton, she can win this time.
God, please,
we got her.
Please no, because she's thinking about it too, and I'm like, no.
If that happens, it's just going to be Trump again for 4 more years. So, because apparently,
you know what,
mudslinging, he can throw it, and it doesn't. It just slides right off him and sticks to everybody else. He's actually rubber.
When he said that he could go,
everybody else is glue
in New York and shoot somebody in the head, he was completely right.
Yeah, he said that here in Des Moines too.
Did he?
Yep. That was during his Des Moines. He was like, I could walk up to somebody on 5th Avenue and shoot him straight in the head and nobody would even care. And he wasn't lying when he said that.
Yeah. But
you know what though? I wouldn't be surprised if we do get another 4 years of Trump, because the people are crazy.
Bitches be crazy, man.
The people be crazy, yo. No, like I'm actually buckled down and prepared for it. If we don't get it, hey, good on us. But if we do, I'm prepared to already go. I knew it was coming.
I will say though, Democrats might have lost, but as a country, we all won because political YouTube ads are over.
That is for sure.
Sydney
and also,
Axie and the liberal mob.
She's with Pelosi.
Oh,
I will say Pelosi is poopy, and she's also really scary looking.
Get rid of old establishment. Fuck off. Yeah, she does look like Keeper of the Crypt.
From the pinnacle to the pit.
But, and they did take the house back, so that's something.
Yeah.
Now, and it was funny because we were talking over the weekend about Ruth Bader Ginsburg breaking her leg, and you're like, you just have to weekend at Bernie's. Oh, did she?
Yeah.
You just have to, if she dies, just keep her on life support until about 2.5 years from now.
Yeah, no shit.
Just weekend at Bernie's. What do you think, Ginsburg? Oh.
Oh yeah, dude, we're fucked if Trump gets another.
Yeah, because the Senate, I didn't realize this. I thought it had to go through House and Senate, but it only has to pass through the Senate for the Supreme Court. So,
and thanks to the Democrats fucking up the 2/3 majority thing, or no, the 50 votes, they changed it to the nuclear option now, where they have to get a small majority for anything to pass, and they did that to confirm some seats back a few years ago, but now it came back and bit them in the ass.
Yep. But this isn't the political cast. But thank you for voting if you did, and vote next time if you didn't.
Yes, please vote.
But I do want to hear about the concert.
Oh, It was so good.
Ghost at the Stevens Auditorium up in Iowa State.
Yep. Ames, Iowa.
Ames, Iowa.
The last stop before Canada.
Well, first off, Brady and I are really lucky because we didn't turn into farmers from being in Ames.
Oh, so close. I was thinking about hybrid soybeans the whole time.
I don't know where Brady gets it, but this thing where anybody that goes to ISU becomes a farmer.
Well, yeah, I mean, I went there for like a computer science degree, and I left with a loan to buy a combine.
But anyway,
it's just a way. Like people go to Iowa City, Iowa to become doctors. People go to Ames to become farmers, which we do need. Because we need to feed cows corn so that we can have McDonald's. And soy so that we can put soybeans into our beef to cut it.
That's right.
Politicast. Kill your local politicians.
So when we got there about 30 minutes early or so.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad we didn't get there when doors opened because it was like an hour before the show started.
Yeah. Fuck that. We got there about a half an hour before. We had, I would say, the best seats.
Easily.
Dead center, we had 1 and 2 and then 1 and 2. So 2, 1, 1, 2. Dead center.
We were pretty much level with the stage too.
Yep. And the sound quality was just brilliant.
Yeah, like listeners, if you've ever been to a concert at like a club, you know it's just like a muddy blast of sound, but this place is designed for live music. So there's baffling and everything's hard concrete, and then it's built for sound, and it sounded beautiful.
And the band themselves, like, they play beautifully.
Yeah.
I was surprised, like, I didn't hear any wrong notes or anything. If you would have asked me, I would have thought that they were playing.
They just had Spotify hooked up to the speakers.
Yeah, it sounded that good.
Now, am I right with that? Let's see here. Papa is the same, but then he just brings in different people as he travels, or is it the same group of guys going all around?
He brings in different people every.
I think it might be for every album cycle or something like that. Because I know he was in a lawsuit with ex-members who didn't get royalties.
They lost, and they had to pay his lawyer fees and everything else because they did get properly paid.
So I guess they're not going to be asked back.
Yeah,
probably not.
So fuck you on them. I was reading interview that he did for the show after ours at wherever they went. An interview that he did with them where to play in Ghost you have to be able to play old school rock, but you also have to be able to play Slayer, and you have to be able to play tech death metal just to even be considered to play with Ghost.
Well, what band was Tobias in for the longest time? It was Swedish death metal from Stockholm.
So there you go. But yeah, he requires you to be able to play all that on guitar or drums if you ever want to play in Ghost. He's like, because I can't take just a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're a drummer, you need to be classically trained because you need to be able to do swing step. Oh, he's like, a lot of people can come in and do blast beats all day, but can you do a swing step?
Yeah.
Because, like, Idolatry.
Mm-hmm. Which they did an acoustic version of this go-around.
Yep.
Wait.
No, they didn't. Idolatry was full band.
Oh, you're right. I'm thinking of the... I don't remember the name of the song. It's got some Latin-ass name.
Yeah.
The one where he talks about coming inside of daughters of men. Yeah, I don't remember the name.
I don't remember it either.
I'm not true cult. I listen to Kira Benito.
Shrimps.
Fuck, I love that band. Their new album is so good. Go listen to Kira Benito and masturbate. I don't know. He eats popcorn.
Eats popcorn. It was an amazing show. I loved every minute of it. Like, my back's all fucked up, so I wasn't able to stand. So only for the songs that I really, really were hyped about, I would stand up for those.
Do a lot of people stand, or do they
sit? The whole floor stood, which upset me because I look up behind and everybody in the
balcony is sitting.
Yeah, and I was like, damn it, I wish we would have gotten balcony seats, because I sat for probably a good half of the show because my back's all fucked up. And I even took an extra pain pill before, and it didn't do enough to help. So,
but they're definitely showmen, especially Tobias, because he's the more animated one, and he had multiple costume changes.
I was so surprised by like how often he changed his fucking outfit,
and he had the world's tightest pants.
Yeah,
surprised he didn't get circulation issues. How tight they were.
And he did a lot of penis.
Yeah, he thrusted a lot, which was
lots of pelvic thrusts, and he would like swing his hand around like it was his wiener.
Yeah,
and just a lot of sexual energy with them.
And then I forget which song it is in the new album that has a saxophone solo, but they had a guy dressed up as like
Old Papa
from the first album, and he had aviators on, and he had two stage crew holding him up, and he ripped saxophone solo. It was rad.
It was really awesome.
Dance Macabre? Because I feel like that.
No, I think it was before that. Because Dance Macabre was towards the end.
Yeah,
I forget. Which
song. it was quite the banger.
Yeah,
live. Because like I really don't care too much for that song.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
But when I heard it live,
yeah, it's perfect for live settings because it gets the bodies moving, shaking. Yeah. But like when you're driving in your car on the way to work, I'm not going to listen to pop music, Ghost.
But I'm going to listen to Old Evil Ghost, which they played plenty of their Old Evil songs, which was really awesome.
Satan Prayer.
Brady said that I had the loudest Hail Satans out of the entire audience.
It washed over everyone. It was like you had the power of Satan himself propelling air through your vocal cords. So
how dare you misgender Satan?
Satan's a dude. He's got a dick.
He could be hermaphrodite, a tranny Satan.
Dude, Satan has a vagina? Fuck yeah, man.
That's even cooler. So there's a dude who has a dick that's like super long that hangs more than halfway down his leg. He has to wrap it.
Nice to meet you.
And everything else, like I've seen multiple videos where like his dick is just so big, like he's sad because nobody will ever sleep with him because it's just too much meat. He can't get it hard because it's too big. Like he can kind of get it, but it's just there's so much dick there, and he has to keep it wrapped up in like an ace bandage because it hurts to carry.
There was remember the show? It didn't run for too long, but it's called Testes with Kenny versus Spenny, and his character, he had a dick so big he had to have blood bags to get an erection. So there was one episode where he was banging this chick and he got a boner and he passed out mid-sex because of blood loss to his penis. It was really fun. I don't remember if it actually happened or if that was like a dream I had. But it was called Testes.
Somebody Google it.
I don't really feel like it. It's not worth remembering. It wasn't that great.
Speaking of masturbation, did you see the comment on our Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
Where someone's like, I used to whack it to this movie so much.
Yeah, there were boobs in it.
SMH. And like, I turned to Cajun and I was like, I've probably spanked my monkey to this movie a couple of times because that redhead's really hot.
Yeah.
Who was in that? I'm going to look it up. because I can't remember.
And just killing bugs really gets me, man.
That's the only thing I can think of when the guy said that he used to jack off to the movies, just like all the bug, like human on bug violence.
Like, what if this guy's like an exterminator and he's like, yeah.
I fucking love it when they kill the bugs.
Because the redheaded girl was Dizzy Flores, who was the guy who what's his name? Johnny Rico wound up with her, but Denise Richards was the girl who was his girlfriend in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't find her that attractive. She seems like a Barbie woman to me.
She kind of is, but I've seen her nude in a lot of things, so I mean,
there's that.
And then Neil Patrick Harris, I remember, was in that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was the psychic who could, like, read the bugs' minds or whatever.
Oh, yeah, because they found they found the brain bug.
Yep.
He's got a big old fucking vagina mouth.
Yeah. I just remember that I didn't like a few things in that movie because I watched it because, of course, it was 1997 when it came out, so I would have been 11. So I remember I didn't watch it when it came out, of course, because that would just be in movie theaters. But it was...
Did you watch it when it was at home box office?
Yeah, no, just regular TV.
Oh.
Actually, I may have watched it on HBO somewhere. Some family member who had HBO.
Oh, I forgot that's HBO, man. I didn't mean HBO. I just meant like VHS.
At home. But I just remember that the guy got his like brain sucked out by the... And I remember I hated that. And I also hated... Even though it was like censored as a kid, it just made me feel all like squirmy when they like shoved the thing inside the bug and were like trying to do something.
Oh,
like right at the very end, it's like censored.
Yeah.
It's all like the black
like,
boxes. But yeah, those bugs just like ripping people apart and stuff as a kid. You know, it's like, this is...
That I forget who directed that movie, but he does great work. I think he did RoboCop as well.
I'm doing my part. Are you?
Which all his movies are
Paul
commentary. Verhoeven, yeah.
Verhoeven?
All his movies are commentary on life and stuff.
Starship Troopers was a book first.
Yeah.
And the book is about the...
huge boner people have for military.
Yeah.
And invading.
Something about communism, too, I think.
I thought it was about fascism, but...
That could be. Something not American.
Yeah, it was something not American. It was either communism or
at least
fascism.
At that time.
So, well, yeah, all of that's good old homegrown now.
Well, it's kind of just America's going through the same growing pains. Like the 70s, bell bottoms were in, then they went out, and now bell bottoms are coming back in, and then they're going back out. So fascism and
coming back.
communism have to make their
sooner or
circles
later
around.
we're going to get lead back in our gas.
I can't wait.
And then we're going to have rationing, and then
we'll all die in a heat death of Earth.
Duh.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
We got 12 years to go.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get to know a lady sexually by then.
Why don't you like try to pick up chicks at a concert?
You don't want to talk. Middle girls are scary.
Girls are scary.
Girls are scary.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start walking up.
Want me
like,
to be
who's your
wingman?
favorite? Who's your favorite murderer? And if they don't answer, I'll be like, I don't need you.
That's an excellent pickup line.
I'll be,
right from the get go. Hey, who's your favorite serial killer?
I'll be the Ted Bundy to your Eileen Wernos.
Nothing could go wrong there. You will not get pepper sprayed at all with that pickup line.
Well, for every pepper spray, there's a chance where somebody answers.
There is. You could also then be, in turn, the person who is being slaughtered by said female.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Ladies need to... There need to be more female serial killers. It's a male-dominated zone, just like video gaming.
Oh, God, don't. Don't do it.
Why fuck won't Ninja play with girls on a stream?
Don't do it.
Gamergate!
It's about journalism.
It's about ethics in journalism.
It's about family.
It's about family.
So how is because you've been to a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
Have you been to, I'm assuming,
I've been to
decent...
a dick ton of concerts.
So rating this concert, how would you rate it? As an old person as opposed to... Old Man Phillips, how do you grade this?
I would give that show a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right.
They played really well. The band was fun to watch.
There was a guitar duel between the two guitarists. That was cool.
Yeah, and then he tried to play, or quote unquote, tried to play Stairway.
Yeah. I like it when, like, if the singer is just the singer, how they walk off stage and let the band have their moment. Because I went to a show last night. At the Gates was playing, and Behemoth. And At the Gates, lead singer, he just sings, so he left. Granted, they're like almost 50 years old now, but when it was time for big rip roaring solo, he just let the band have their time. I think that's really cool.
So yeah, it was a really, really good time. It was probably one of the best concerts I've been to.
Yeah, they were on point the whole time.
Sweet.
There wasn't a downtime in that entire show. There wasn't a time when I was bored. There wasn't a time when I was just like, I can fall asleep, because I fall asleep at concerts. This is something that happens. Like many outdoor concerts, I've slept through. Really great.
You slept through Slayer, didn't you?
I did, and they had Jeff Hanneman and the original drummer.
Mr. Slayer.
Yeah.
What the fuck's his name?
I can't remember his name, but it was original lineup Slayer, and I slept right through him.
Well, you can still technically say you were there. So.
I think I woke up because they started playing Seasons of the Abyss, and that was like one of my favorite songs, and then Rain and Blood. But I didn't know any other Slayer at that time when I was that age, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna take a nap during Slayer.
I bet they played War
Ensemble
too.
I'm pretty sure they played all the hits.
Yeah. Yeah, but I went to a show last night. It was Wolves in the Throne Room, At the Gates, and Behemoth. And At the Gates is one of the premier bands of the Gothenburg death metal scene in the 80s and 90s.
They're like the grandpas.
Yep. And they played all their hits, because if you have ever listened to metal, I'm sure you know the Slaughter of the Soul album by them is one of the best heavy metal albums of all time. And they played all the hits from that album. And then Behemoth, they're just a force of nature when they play. Like, I've never seen a band exude that much energy and feeling in their playing. And, like, a lot of bands that have... I was talking to AJ this on the way here. A lot of bands that have that, like, satanic imagery about them, it's just for show. Like, look how
edgy we are.
But Behemoth own it, and it doesn't feel like a facade with them. It feels like
that's who they are.
Yeah, and it's just so the intense. It's I'd say the best way to describe Behemoth on stage is ferocious.
Nice.
Because it is nonstop getting beat in the head with noise, and it's amazing. It's incredible. And then me and AJ and a few other of our friends are going to Cannibal Corpse this coming weekend here in Des Moines.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome.
Now we're in Des Moines. You guys going just to
Woolies?
Okay. That'll be fun.
Yeah. That place is going to be
packed.
Electric. So yeah, it's a good time for metal. Praise Satan.
I was a little jealous. I won't lie.
I think you would have had a wonderful time.
Yep, because there wasn't any. You couldn't mosh, so there wasn't any watching out for people breaking your neck while you're trying to enjoy a band.
There were definitely people out there that looked like they came to mosh and were pleasant.
There were points where I wish I could have gone down into a pit.
Yeah,
even though my knees instantly hurt if I move faster than walking. Because of moshing, hurt my knee super bad at a Mastodon show, and it still hurts every now and then. Thanks, Seven Flags, your slippery fucking floors.
like
you're old,
like
Brady.
ice.
It is like ice.
You're old.
I don't know.
No, I was standing there and a guy fell.
No, but you still have the injury now.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
gonna be like, oh, I can feel the weather in my knees.
Yep, I can.
I can feel a snowstorm coming.
My knees are
I can feel that.
You're old.
Yeah, I am old. I'll admit it.
Or like,
I've
you're
got
from
so much
Iowa
gray
when
in
you
my
go
beard.
outside and it's like, smells like snow's coming.
I know. I was super excited because the whatever day it was supposed to snow and it was like 1.5 inches to 2 inches. I was like, yeah.
Bring it. Bring
And then
it.
I had to work
nothing
at
happened.
I had to work at like 6 a.m. So I opened up my garage door and I was like, "There's no stinking snow on the ground." Stupid.
We got cheated.
We did because
Minnesota
apparently
had plenty.
stinking Des Moines, for whatever reason, every year there's like snowstorms and stuff raging all around us, and we always seem to be right in the eye that never gets anything. So everybody's like, "Oh no, if you're outside the metro, you're getting like 17 inches. You're inside the metro, light dusting."
Because there's so many churches, God keeps the snow.
God hates those farmers, but God bless the city of Des Moines and all surrounding.
Fuck corn.
I'm so sick of soy. Fuck it. I'm snowing it down. No, I think it has something to do with our river system. It's the same reason we don't get tornadoes.
Thankfully.
So
Except
yay for not
Ankeny
getting
did.
tornadoes, but darn it, I like snow.
Because we have too much wetness. It's like,
I think that'll be Brady's intro if I can pull it. It'll just be, "Hi, my name is Brady."
with leather.
Yeah, leather.
So I've been listening to, because I finally made it through the whole entire free series of No Sleep,
Oh, did you?
and because I started at the very beginning, and that was some rough stuff in the beginning. There's a few readers who I just did not like.
There's a lady with who has a what the fuck?
Speech impediment?
No,
Deaf? Constantly eating pizza when she's trying to read?
I wish.
Yeah, but there's one girl who, when she talks, just I could
And
not
then
get
the-
into the story because of just her
And
tone
then the
and how
monster
she
came out of the bedroom and I had to run outside.
It just was how she pronounced words, and like, I don't know.
I was up late at night trying to save animated GIFs.
Well, you
on my
could
PC.
definitely tell gifs.
GIFs, graphic interface format.
There was a gal, you could tell she was from another country, and I didn't.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about, and it's not because it just the way her
irked you?
tone and the way that she read the stories.
Yeah,
it
the
just
way
was,
that she read her stories, it was just
it was hard to get into it because there are certain readers like
because it sounds like she doesn't give a shit, and if she
and-
doesn't give a shit, I'm not gonna give a shit. But like
Whoever-
listening to like old school Doolin and stuff, like
oh yeah, Nicole Doolin is primo.
drooling
Who
for
was-
Doolin.
Who
Isn't
did?
she the one that sounds like this?
Yeah,
Who's the guy who did like Maniathon's Nest or something like that? Is that?
Is he the one that sounds like this?
Yeah, I think so. David.
David Alt.
Duchovny.
Because David Alt's the main guy, and I like him.
No,
Either way.
the main guy is not David Alt.
It's not.
David Cummings.
David Cummings is.
He always plays old guys when he's like 40.
Yeah, but he has
He's
the
got
perfect
the
voice for it.
Yeah, I think my favorite cast member is Jessica McAvoy. 'Cause she does really good.
Which one is from
performances.
upstate? One of them's from upstate New York.
She sounds cute too.
Literally like
She
about
really
half an hour
is.
away from me or where I lived.
I'm not sure.
Well, one of
Tommy
the-
McAllister.
No, it's it's either Jessica McAvoy or the other one that you said earlier.
Nicole Goodnight.
Yeah, one of those two, I think.
Because
But-
there's Nicole Goodnight, Nicole Doolin, Jessica McAvoy.
I think it's Goodnight. I think she might be the one from upstate New York. Either way, I finished all of the things, so I was looking for some other podcasts to listen to because
So did you finish the last episode of this season?
I believe so. Yes.
So you've listened to the whole summer series now.
Yes. Yeah. Was that the?
Series finale was it's by Marcus Amanda,
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
and Jessica McAvoy's like pretty much the main.
Is that the
rail.
one where she's retelling how her friends are dying?
Yes.
Like the one guy got turned into like a bird nest or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. And
Yeah, I listened to a few of those episodes, but I haven't gone back.
I need to go back and re-listen to them from the very beginning because I just don't really give a shit. So when I heard that was the finale, I was like, I don't really give a fuck. I'm listening to right now to season 5. So, but I came back to the most recent episodes to listen to the Halloween episodes, and then I'm going back.
I still think my fate, besides the Black Farm for just being scary, that's probably the most scary story that I've read or listened to. But the best story, I think, of the whole entire series of all 11 or 14 or however many seasons we're in, Nebraska is the best one. That had me, like, I was in stacking the cooler or whatever at work, and I went extra slow just so I could listen to the whole entire thing because it was just so beautiful.
I listened to it at work as well. And
it made me so mad, but also I loved it.
Yeah.
Like when that episode came out, I'm like, I have locates to do, but I'm like, I can't stop listening to this.
Yeah,
Nebraska is so good.
I also really like the story about
and I do like how we all were on the same page with that one.
Yeah, it's so good. I'll go back and listen to it now, and it keeps you like, oh my god, I have to know more.
It's intense.
Yeah.
But what's the story? It was like season 7 or 5 or 6, something in that area, where there was like this creature living in the basement of a library.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's so good.
Leave candy out.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell the person why, and she didn't. And she befriended this creature. Oh, that was such a good story.
Yeah, and I think isn't it like a several-parter?
Yeah.
Because don't they have a continuation later on about...
I don't remember.
Yep. I can remember where and when I was when I listened to that. It was that good. I was down in Runnels locate. I wasn't locating.
Quote unquote locating.
Yeah. So
this
anyway,
is why you lost your job.
I was in my truck on the clock.
So anyway, I was looking for a new thing, and I found a 30K Warhammer 30K podcast, and I was like listening to it, and my goodness, it was like listening to us in the very beginning, like really tinny, and like their audio levels, like they weren't together. So one guy was like super loud, and sounded like his mic was nice, but then there was another guy who sounded like he was talking through, like a cup.
Did it sound like this?
No, it was super tinny and super loud or low.
Like they had the highs turned up way too much.
Yeah, it was.
It sounded like this.
Yeah, it was basically like old timey radio, but just not cool like old timey radio.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I can't listen to this. So then I found a different one, which was, I'm going to look it up right now because I can't remember, Independent Characters. And that one I really, really liked because it had, I can't remember what their names are, but they had several people from Los Angeles. And they were talking about just kind of, they were talking about Blood Angels, but in the very beginning they were talking about like just what they were doing, what they're painting and all that kind of jazz. And they're having little competitions on, and several of them are paint for jobs, so they paint for commission and stuff like that.
Oh wow!
Like houses or
no,
figures?
like figures.
Oh, cool.
So it really got me wanting to get back into my painting and finish it, which I have a ton that I need to finish. But also made me think of just going back to, have you guys thought about anything as far as what you'd like to play?
I still want to play Tau.
Because I'm going to get Tau for you. From Luke.
Oh, okay.
And I think what I'm going to do is if Luke can't play, then I'll play. But if he can play, then I'm probably just going to sit out. Because what I'm planning on doing is bringing this stuff down here, and then we'll just have the tables, so it'll be a lot more spacious, and we won't have to worry about stupid kitchen being tiny.
Yeah.
Which is not that tiny, but when you have a 8x4 slab of
that makes any room seem small.
But
yeah, no kidding.
Kind of like our energy and friendship.
Yeah.
Oh, it's strong and thick.
Because I think what I'm going to have you do is either try just a shooty Marine army, but you kind of had a shooty Necron army, which is basically the same thing. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing like a kind of hand-to-hand.
Yeah, I was thinking I'd like something that's like
Khorne
brute
Berserker.
force. Since I'm a Titan man, I like to beat things to death.
So yeah,
Khorne Berserkers for you.
Yep.
Sweet.
And then I'll just I might try and record that one and just edit all the kind of stuff in between. But sometime close here before
I'll
before
bring
Christmas.
over a different microphone that picks up all around.
The Yeti probably would too. It has the Omni.
Yeah, it does have the omnidirectional.
Too bad we don't have any shotgun mics.
But it doesn't hook up to this. I mean, it technically could just hook up to the computer.
It's a USB interface.
Does it?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Nope, that does not accept USB in.
Yeah, because that one's USB only, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. The Yeti Pro, if you step it up,
It has XLR.
it has stereo XLR.
Oh, really?
Yep.
At that point, I probably wouldn't still buy a Yeti, though. There's better.
There's
the
way
Yeti-
better. Have you seen the shock mount for the Yeti, by the
it's
way?
massive.
It's like the size of a fucking medium pizza.
Because that thing
that
weighs
one-
like 5 pounds.
That when I recorded my single podcasts and I didn't have your stuff at my house at that time, the Yeti is very, very, very sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
So like it'll pick every little kind of little crack in my. If I do anything besides talk, it'll pick up that. But as soon as I make up any noise, it picks up everything, even if it's the unidirectional, just whatever's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's very sensitive.
It's a sensitive microphone, for sure.
Which makes me like when I had to listen back to it. It makes me super like I had to
Cringy?
turn the gain. I had to turn the gain super down. At least I hope I did, because it made me like really self-conscious. Like, man, that just sounds awful. You sound so horrible, David.
I didn't know you were making that noise and look at David and he's not doing anything. I'm like, what is happening?
I've got a burp stuck.
But the other thing I was going to do is, now that I've finished No Sleep, I kind of want to go back to the very beginning and then download, because usually I listen to it on my phone. What I'd like to do is find the episodes that I really like and just make one huge, because you can download it and then just kind of chop the stories that I like out of it and just create one giant MP3 file of all my favorite stories. That way I can be like, you know what, I really feel like this, but not have to like think, okay, this was season 5, episode 7, and
Sorry.
so I just want to have all my favorite episodes in the same place. So I can just be like, play. And or chop it up and be like, here's Braska and this one, and here's this one and this one, and here's all 3 of these that all go together.
Nice.
Speaking of podcasts, I've heard the show Dr. Death is pretty good.
What's that?
It's about this, I think he's a doctor down in Texas who just did experiments on people and like terrible malpractice that would kill people. Like one time he sewed a sponge into some guy's neck after operating on him, and sometimes he'd remove vertebrae and discs from people's spines just 'cause, and he would just kill people. And
Holy shit.
like I think he got kicked out of this hospital, but nothing happened because of all the legal fees that were gonna come with it, so they just kicked him out and he moved to a different hospital. But it's this big long single series about it, and people have been saying it's really good. But anymore, I just listened to last podcast and then Roundtable of Gentlemen, which is their
Sadly, I don't get time to listen to podcasts anymore. Sorry, I cut you off.
well, the Roundtable is just Ben and Marcus with a bunch of dudes from Murder Fist. It's usually Ed Larson, Jackie, and Kevin. He goes by Bird Luger. I can't remember his last name. But it's just, they're the craziest group of people I've ever heard, and it's hilarious. And Holden McNeely.
Yeah.
Holdenator's hoe on Twitch. You bitch. The way he speaks makes me laugh, so I love that show.
I don't really get much time to listen to podcasts anymore since I've started the whole stay-at-home dad thing. I haven't listened to much of anything at all.
I was really upset today because I didn't want to be out on the floor. So I got done with my section. I was like, hey, do you mind if I just start stacking the cooler? Because we got ridiculous, because it's getting to Thanksgiving, so it's going to be just
Pretty
huge.
crazy.
So we got like a pallet of, I think we got a free pallet of pineapple because we got one that was like the whole entire thing I had to throw away, which that was annoying. It was just me, so because it was all moldy. Like
Oh,
every
shit.
single thing was moldy in there, so we couldn't sell it, couldn't chop it up, couldn't do anything with it. So I had to take, and I was like, so do you, because we have these bins out back behind the store that are supposed to be for compost. Mm-hmm. And I think we get money for the stuff that we give to the compost people. And I was like, so do you want me? I was really hoping not, because then I would have to drag the whole entire pallet out back behind the store. And then it was raining, so I couldn't take the power pallet jack, and then it would just be awful. But it still was awful because I didn't have to take it, but I still had to take it, like, put about 10 or 15 boxes of, they have 9 each in there, and just chuck them into the trash compactor, hit the button, go back, get 10 more, chuck them in, 10 more, chuck them in.
Ugh.
So we got a whole pallet of pineapple today, but we also got like we had, because I don't know who stacked the cooler the last couple of days, but they had like heads of lettuce in like 4 different locations. We had grapes everywhere. So I had to like reorganize the whole entire cooler. So I had to pull stuff off the wall, put it on a pallet, take stuff off this pallet, stack it on top of this one, take the stuff that was on top of that one, stick it on a different pallet. Thankfully, I had 2 people help me at the end, so we finally finished it, but I was really pissed off. All this to say, because I didn't have my headphones with me, so I couldn't listen to my podcasts, because that's usually what I do is I just pop my headphones in and listen to podcasts, or not usually music, just because I enjoy, I'm an old person, so I like talking instead of music. Helps my time
I'm
go
the
by.
same way, especially since I work alone. It's nice to have
Somebody talking to you.
Yeah.
I hate it
Most
because everybody
definitely.
talks to me, and they can see I have my headphones in. It's like,
I fucking hate that. What the hell's wrong with you? You see these fucking headphones in my ears, it means don't talk to me, but then they still come up to you and it's just like their mouths are sitting there moving and you're just looking at them like, I can't hear what you're saying. And then they repeat whatever they said, and then they'll repeat it again. So I finally pull out Bud. What do you want? What's so important that you're interrupting what I'm doing? Oh, well, I was just asking you about the game. Did you watch it on Sunday? No, I didn't watch no fucking game on Sunday. Do I look like I watch football? Well, I mean, you're like a big hairy dude. You might. No, I don't. I don't watch any fucking football. I hate sports. Leave me alone. Oh, well, don't you want to talk? It'll help. No, I've got something. I don't want to talk when I'm working. I have something to listen to.
I'm the same way.
And I mean, like, it's the insistence of some people. When I worked at Walmart, there were some people that would just be like, I mean, yeah, you could listen to that, but I mean, talking makes the work go by faster. And it's like, I've got death metal playing in my eardrums. You want to think about going fast. These guys are going faster than you're going to ever go in your entire life. So, leave me alone. I hated it.
Yeah, I don't miss Walmart one bit.
I miss the work. I don't miss the people. I don't miss the management. If management would have just left me alone, and if the people didn't suck ass, that job would have been fine.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe not for you, because you had to throw pets every fucking night.
It sucked.
And I mean, there were nights when it'd be like 30 hours of pets, and it's just you over there. Fuck that.
Yeah, I remember I had like 30 some hours, and one of the managers had the audacity to be like, why you still got stock coming back? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you want me to do 30 hours of work in 8 hours? It's like, I'll do it tomorrow night, and then the next night until it's gone. And they're like, oh, okay. Fucking burn this place to the ground.
Oh, this must have been like at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah, when I was wheeling or pulling stuff back to the back room.
That's funny.
Well, because they would get that one guy who ended up fucking up his shoulder.
Yeah.
He would be able to run like 20 hours of pets like in 5 hours. I don't know how he did it.
Oh, I got to the point where I could do like 8 pallets a night, and that was kicking ass. Box and bags. It was like total.
Because like a normal night of pets was usually like 8 to 10 pallets. So
Yeah, and it would take all the time
yeah.
to do it.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not trying to say it wouldn't, because motherfucker, I've thrown my weight around pets enough times. I know.
I know.
I don't miss it. None bit.
See, I don't know. Well, like, I'm like super fat and out of shape now, so I'm pretty sure if I tried to go stock shelves, I'd keel over and die after 20 minutes.
I was in the best shape of my life when I worked at Walmart, though.
Same.
Like, if I was that shape while I was playing football, I would have been a lot better. I would have mowed people down with my balls.
You stupid fucking balls.
My dumb dick.
Dumb dick and stupid balls.
Oh, well, I think, unless you guys have anything else to add, I think we can pop the cherry on this one and call it a night.
Motherfucker, I'm Jordy LaForge.
Recouple the plasma couplers.
Recouple the plasma couplers. Get those isolinear chips.
We need data because we have these chips that you have to replace faster than any human can do it.
Oh, yeah.
That episode's so goofy.
Oh, man.
I was rather upset tonight because my children. I saw some video on YouTube that had something about Star Trek and blah blah blah. Whatever. It was some guy talking about what he thought Discovery should be.
Yeah.
Which I think is the new Patrick Stewart one. Is that it?
No, Discovery's the one that's on now.
Okay, so this is a video from a while ago then, because he was talking about what he thought Discovery should be, and he was using the name because that was the new whatever had been released, whatever. So they're like, "Oh, is this Star Wars?" I was like, "No, this is Star Trek." He's like, "I'm pretty sure this is Star Wars." I was like, "I think your dad knows the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek ships. This is Star Trek, and this is better." They're like, "Dad, this is Star Wars." It's like, shut up and go to bed. Lay down.
Your kids are trolling you.
Is that Jar Jar?
Yeah.
Daddy, what's Jar Jar doing there?
I don't mind Jar Jar.
What is wrong with you? Ooh, Misa want to pick on my nose. Look at me. I'm a fucking stupid child's plaything.
I'm sorry, but Anakin Skywalker the child version was way more annoying in that movie than...
Everything about those movies is way more
I disagree.
annoying.
He's just a kid, and that's how the kids are.
I know, but kids are annoying.
And he had...
I have two of them.
His midi-chlorians were off the charts. What do you expect, that many midi-chlorians?
I think that Qui-Gon Jinn was crazy because that was a Schick razor that he was using to talk.
It was.
And I was so proud of myself. I know I've said this before, but I was super proud of myself that I noticed that way back in the day when it first came out on VHS. I was like, that looks like my sister's razor. And I was right.
You could have a YouTube channel now.
I could have.
Did you know he uses a razor? Star Wars.
Star Wars. Wow.
I am kind of bummed we're not going to get a Boba Fett movie because
Anakin in the house.
Because Disney is stupid.
But I'm glad that they're toning it down.
Yeah, they need to pull the fucking throttle back on that shit. Seriously.
Well, I still am annoyed because I was in some 40K group and they posted that picture of the super Star Destroyer or whatever. It's like the one that has the Death Star and then the Star Destroyer body around it. Yeah. And then out of it is shooting like thousands of little ships that are just the regular Star Destroyers. It's like, what would you do with this? And I was like, well, if anything, is it The Last Jedi? The latest one?
Yeah.
Where it's like the ship just turns around and goes light speed into the other one.
Yep.
And then he's like, then somebody said, well, the only reason that worked is because of all the shrapnel traveling at faster than the speed of light. And I was like, well, actually faster than the speed of light because warp drive is like some ridiculously huge amount of...
No, they're going light speed in Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah, but they also go faster than... Star Wars is faster, like literally, because it's faster than Star Trek speeds.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody did some huge... I'll try and post it in our thing. But yeah, it's supposed to be like... That's why I always have a problem with the Empire not just being able to beat the Rebel Force because they're like, oh, they're halfway across the galaxy. Okay, that'll make about 10 minutes. We'll be there. With the speeds that they travel.
Oh,
it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, if
yeah, but they have no shielding?
If you want it to be like real, they'd be there and they'd turn it on and they're there already.
Yeah.
But
that's basically the speeds that they have.
It'd also be converted into energy, but it's
well, that's why that's because Star Trek is more based in reality, whereas
the way I look at Star Trek's just a documentary series.
Yeah, and Star Wars is just like George Lucas making crap up and people trying to fill it in with science behind it.
Yeah.
And so it just becomes this crazy thing because then they have like the Kessel Run, and so they try and measure out the the parsecs that he traveled in the amount of time, and then so it comes up with these astronomically fast speeds.
When in reality, George was probably like, "Oh, this sounds cool."
Yeah, that's all it is.
And that's exactly what it was too.
And it does.
But anyway, my whole entire thing was just take some tiny ship, blow it through just like they did. The particles from the giant ship will destroy all the tiny little star destroyers, and it'll be the same effect.
Yeah.
But
boats have been using that method for hundreds of years.
yeah, and as soon as they did that, they destroyed everything in the lore of Star Wars. We're like, oh, is that all we need to do? All right, just get some tiny little ship we have a droid, just fly it in there.
Yeah, just get like a
or we need
200-ton chunk of steel and put an engine on the back of it and just ram it into stuff.
Yeah, or just get some giant asteroid. We're like, all right.
Well, that's my issue. Is like they don't have any fucking shielding.
Yeah, so that's all it does.
And that's what pisses me off, though, because you can't go faster than light without shielding. What was that? Oh, okay.
Once again, we're talking about logic within the Star Wars universe when it's just a space opera
I
that
know,
just is
I know,
meant to be cool.
I need to drop it, but
it's so hard.
It's so hard to just like they're gonna hit a speck of dust and they're gonna fucking explode.
Yeah.
Which that would be awesome to watch.
That would be cool. Like, even the space station has to be careful of micro asteroids and meteors.
Or some stupid screw that they let fly around.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine being in space and like a tiny little speck of dust impales itself in you and goes through and you just... That was me drifting through space.
That would suck dick.
Yeah, it would. Major boner.
But at least you would die quickly. You would die of hypoxia unless it like hit you in the right spot where you just bled out really quickly.
Yep.
Ugh.
Your blood would boil.
Yeah, but I don't think you'd feel that because you'd basically, I think you just would kind of suffocate.
Yeah, you'd suffocate. Then your body would balloon.
But it wouldn't explode, which is really cool. The elasticity of the skin.
You'd just look like a
Michelin Man.
So you would look like me currently. Just floating through space.
Yeah, it's crazy to think how much expands in space. Like those space balloons they send up into the atmosphere. How those like expand like 30 times their original size, just because there's almost no pressure on them.
Holy shit!
I've been watching a lot of stuff about Saturn V rocket. Cause fucking man, that rocket.
Still, the coolest thing is Voyager 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
They're now, I think, are they both out into interstellar space, or is one almost there and the other is there?
I think they both are.
And that the coolest thing is that they're still sending information, which is amazing.
Yeah.
30, was it like in the 70s that they sent it?
Yep.
60s, 70s. I mean, that's
Early
ridiculous.
70s.
Almost 40, actually over 40 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And someday
we really suck at ending shows.
Their radioactive cores will die out, and then there'll be
just these massive hulks with golden discs flying through space.
Milestones to our achievement.
Nothing.
Yeah, I was about to say of nothing.
But still cool.
Because we're going to kill ourselves. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but at least aliens will be able to listen to the blues.
Yep.
And they'll be able to hear hello in every single language that we had on Earth.
And look at a donger, because there's anatomical pictures on there.
I forgot about that.
Do they have the Da Vinci's like Perfect Man or whatever that little sketch is?
No, it was just a naked dude and a naked girl waving.
Just hello. Yep.
Here's my pee-pee.
They gave him normal sized junk, so
I think Andy Warhol or some artist actually wrote his signature on it so that it looked like a cock and balls.
No, that went to the moon, and he did make it look like a cock and ball.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because the W was the balls.
Oh yeah, that was.
And the A was the penis.
I love the.
I think I learned that from Vsauce Michael here.
Yep, and somebody used the rover on Mars to draw cock and balls. I love the smartest people in the world, and they still think wieners are funny.
Who doesn't?
The ties that bind, ladies and gentlemen. Penises are funny.
Wieners are
This
funny.
just in.
Beep, 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 beep. Hot off the presses. Hitler invades Poland and penises are funny.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Millhouse is still not a meme. Good night.
Good night.
Well, anyway, My name has been AJ.
I've been Brady.
And my name has been AJ.
Kisses.
Bye.
Bye.
The heat is scorching.